Once upon a time, in a lush green meadow, surrounded by tall whispering trees, there lived a playful fox named Felix. Felix wasn't just any fox. He was famous throughout the forest for his clever ways and his tricky plans. He absolutely loved exploring and finding new adventures, especially if they involved outsmarting others, just for a bit of fun. One sunny afternoon, while Felix was strolling near a sparkling pond, he spotted a flock of plump, white geese. They were waddling around, honking happily, completely unaware of the clever fox watching them from behind a large oak tree. "Aha!" Felix whispered to himself, a mischievous glint in his eye. "What a fine-looking group. A clever fox like me could surely convince them of anything." With a swish of his bushy tail, Felix came up with a cunning idea. He decided he would pretend to be a wise old teacher, a master of knowledge from a faraway land. He quickly gathered some moss for a beard, found a large leaf to use as a hat, and picked up a sturdy branch to serve as his walking stick. He practiced making his voice sound deep and thoughtful. He then sauntered confidently towards the geese. "Good day to you, my fine feathered friends," he called out in his wisest-sounding voice. The geese stopped their honking and turned to look at the strange figure. They had never seen a fox that looked quite so scholarly. "Who are you?" asked a brave goose named Gus, stepping forward. "I," Felix announced with a dramatic pause, "am Professor Ferdinand Fox, a renowned scholar. I have traveled the world to share my vast knowledge, and today I wish to teach you a new and wonderful dance." The geese murmured among themselves, intrigued. A new dance? It sounded exciting. Gus, however, was a bit suspicious. "A dance? What kind of dance?" he questioned, narrowing his eyes. "The most spectacular dance of all," Felix declared, twirling his stick. "It's called the safety spiral. It's a special dance that will protect you from any danger. All you need to do is form a single line and follow me. I will lead you in a beautiful, swirling pattern that will confuse any predator." The idea of a dance that could keep them safe was too tempting for most of the geese to resist. They began to line up, one after another, their webbed feet tapping in anticipation. Gus tried to warn them. "Wait! Doesn't this seem a little strange? Why should we trust a fox?" But the others were too caught up in the excitement. "Nonsense, Gus! He's a professor!" One of them honked back. So with Felix at the front, the line of geese started to follow him. He led them away from the open meadow, snaking through the trees and deeper into the woods. "That's it. Follow me closely. A little to the left, now a little to the right," he called over his shoulder, leading them further and further towards his cozy den. Just as they were nearing a dark corner of the forest, Gus, who had reluctantly followed at the very back of the line, noticed something odd. The path was getting narrower, and the professor's bushy red tail was swishing in a way that didn't look very scholarly at all. Suddenly, he remembered the old stories his mother used to tell him about the tricks of a clever fox. "Stop! Everyone, stop!" Gus honked loudly. "It's a trap! He's not a professor. He's a fox trying to trick us." Felix's ears twitched. His plan was discovered. The geese in front finally looked around and realized they were far from their safe pond, lost in the dark woods. Panic erupted. They started honking and flapping their wings in a frenzy. The line broke, and geese scattered in every direction. Felix, seeing his dinner plans fly away, sighed in frustration. His clever trick had been foiled by one sensible goose. He watched as the geese, led by Gus, found their way back to the safety of the pond, honking about their narrow escape. From that day on, the geese in the meadow were much wiser. They learned that it's important to think for yourself and not just follow the crowd, especially when a stranger promises something that sounds too good to be true. And as for Felix, well, he went back to his den, a little humbled, to think up his next, even cleverer adventure. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more fun tales. We'll see you in the next one.